Hey there, I'm Michelle.
I'm Jim, and we are
A Teague of Your Own. Welcome to another Motivational Monday.
Let's get motivated.
Woohoo! It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It's a fantastic day in the
Oh
neighborhood.
my goodness.
Weather's nice.
It's gorgeous out there.
It's spring.
The groundhog
Was right.
Yeah,
the groundhog was definitely right this year.
Yeah. Oh,
and
cool.
It appears spring has sprung.
Yeah, except for, Saturday morning.
Yeah, Saturday it was cold, but
woke up Saturday morning, was supposed to be a nice day, and what was it doing?
Raining.
No.
Snowing. That's right.
It was snowing, and that was not in the forecast. And we headed over to my mom, so we had to wait until the snow stopped before we could load up the car.
That's right. We had snow coming down.
Yeah,
it was enough to cover the grass, but it didn't affect the driveway or the roads or anything. So, but yeah, it wasn't supposed to snow.
No,
or at least they didn't tell us it was going to snow.
It was not.
But that's okay. Went away fast.
Yeah. Beautiful week. The weather's supposed to be gorgeous. Spring is on the way. Already did a training this morning.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who are here in, the southwestern Pennsylvania area, Mount Pleasant Business District Authority, every month they are hosting some type of workshop.
Yep.
And Jim and I were in there. We did one on online influence this morning.
And it was pretty good, if I say so myself.
Yeah. So check them out. You'll find them on Facebook. I want to say that on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Also, Mount Pleasant Business District Authority. They've got all kinds of workshops to help you grow your business and to help you, expand, because they want businesses to be successful in this area. So great to spend time with our friends there at the Mount Pleasant Business District Authority this morning. Thanks for having us. Jim came up with an idea as far as the shows.
Yeah.
And it's actually a decent idea.
Hey, how about that?
Because sometimes we're just like, oh, what do we want to talk about? Did we do this already? Did we not do this? What are we doing? So he was just like, we should just do them about quotes. Okay, because I got tons of quotes.
Lots of quotes.
So we decided to start this off with a quote from Zig Ziglar.
Yep, one of my favorites.
And so the quote is, if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every time. So what does that mean?
What he means is that if you don't have goals, if you don't have something that you're trying to achieve, then you'll achieve that.
Yes.
If you have nothing that you're trying to accomplish, that's exactly what you're going to accomplish. Pretty much nothing.
Yes.
And it's easy to look around and you can see these people.
Yes.
You know who the people are. They have no real aim in life. They are, as Zig Ziglar likes to call them, they are a wandering generality. What you need to do to become as successful in this world is you need to be a meaningful, specific. Meaning, you've got to know what you're aiming for, what you're shooting for, what you're trying to accomplish. You need to figure out that path to get there. Set that plan. Then take action towards making that happen. And, that's you can also see the people who are doing that.
Yes.
The people who, when they have, it was interesting. I was watching a little bit of a movie last night. I won't say the name of the movie because you hate it, but I just flipped over to it and watched this one little scene. And it was interesting that one of the characters made the comment to the other one, they're teenagers, said it's amazing for you. You've got your whole life ahead of you and you know exactly what you want. That fits right in with this.
Yes.
And you can see these people. I mean, you can see, I would see it in some of my college students. I had most of them, they were definitely wandering generalities.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, it's one thing I talk about was, especially when I was teaching the Principles of Finance class, which is a second semester, sophomore, first year, junior class. And I would have all of the students, stand up and tell me who they are, where they were from, and then what their major was and what they wanted to do with their life. And I didn't say, when you grow up or when you graduate. It was always if you grow up, because so many of them, they don't. And I was stunned, especially in this day and age, when well over half every semester would say, I don't know what I want to do. Or they would say, well, I'm going to try this. And if that doesn't work out, then I'm going to try this. And if that doesn't work out, I'm going to try this. Well, that means they're going to be busy trying lots of different things for a long time and probably accomplishing next to nothing. Or I would get the people who would say, oh, I'm a triple major or I'm a quadruple major. And my response to that is, so you don't know what you want to do, right? And it always amazed me when I would have these students who would think that somehow made them some kind of super student because, I'm triple, quadruple. We even had a kid one time. I admire what he did. I thought it was absolutely amazing. But by careful planning, he managed to get a degree in every single department within the division of business. I think he walked out with, I guess it was 5, because I don't think he got econ. Maybe he got econ. But he managed to put the classes together. I mean, and he was just rip-roaring, taking classes.
Was he on scholarship?
I think he was.
Yeah.
But he was doing because he was super smart. He was a smart kid. And he was able to handle it. But he was doing 21 and 24 credits per semester. It was insane. That's all he did was study, apparently. But the problem with that is then you walk out, you start talking to employers, and they're looking at you and going, so what is it exactly that you want to do? Because employers and the world, they're looking for you to do something specific.
Yes.
They need you to be specialized. I mean, the world is looking for experts.
Yeah.
And so, so you need to pick that path. Do you want to add anything to that?
It's interesting that you talk about, the difference between generalist and a specialist, because I was recently in the Facebook group for National Speakers Association, and this exact conversation was going on. And one of the comments was the days of the generalists are well over.
Done.
You have to specialize in some type of area. And it's that way no matter what. But how that fits in with what we're talking about is you have to know what it is that you want to do.
Right.
You have to know where it is that you're going to specialize. And then once you figure out what it is that you want, you have to start setting goals so that you can get there.
Right.
The goals that you have are the stepping stones that bring you closer to that vision that you have for yourself, that vision that you have for your future, what it is that you truly want out of life.
Right.
And so until you can figure out what it is that you want, so you know what direction to go in, and then you start setting goals to bring you closer and closer to getting there. What's one of the other quotes? If you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's from the Cheshire Cat.
Yes. So what Zig Ziglar is saying here, when he talks about, if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every time, is that you have to have something to aim for.
Right.
You have to know where it is that you want to go. You have to know what direction you want to move towards. If you don't know, then you're going to end up spending a lot of time doing things that you didn't necessarily need to do.
Right. Right. And once you know what it is that you want to accomplish, what you want to achieve, and it doesn't necessarily have to be that, I want to help this many people in business. You can aim for specific things that you want. Okay. It's like us. We know what house we want.
Yeah.
We know where we want this house. Okay. Things like that. She knows her dream car. She knows what she wants. You have to figure that out. And it's amazing how many people in this world, they don't ever stop to think about it. It amazes me, especially with some of the training that we do. We go into some of these companies and you realize that for some of these folks that they didn't end up where they are by choice.
No.
They did not make a conscious decision to be there. It was luck of the draw. They needed a job. They sent out some applications. They got that job. They went to work and they have stayed there. And I look at them and I think, is this really what you wanted for your life? Was doing now for some of them they do, and for those folks, wonderful, great, you're in the right place.
There's one company that we did training for, and they're here in southwestern Pennsylvania, and they do metal work, where you had 3 generations,
yes,
of people there, where you had the grandfather, the father, and then the son.
Yeah.
All of them are working there.
Yeah.
At at the same location, and
the situation. Grandfather started there first, then the son came on board, and then his son came on board.
The conversation was, "I can get you a job."
Yeah.
What do you want to do? I don't know. I can get you a job. Okay. And then the next thing you know,
yeah, they're all
your children are working there.
Yeah, and they're working there and they're spending their lives there. And if they're happy with that, that's great. But you still have to wonder, is this really what you wanted to do? It makes me think of the story that Paul Martinelli tells about, telling his family that he's going to start a cleaning business. And they all just, their jaws dropped.
Yeah.
And then they said, call Roe. I guess it was his aunt. His cousin. And see if she can get him on at the post office. Yeah. And that's all they envisioned for him. Yeah. But he was going to go down a different path. Yep. He envisioned something different, even though at that point in time, he still didn't have the full vision that he has now.
So one of the things you have to ask yourself is, what do I want?
What do you want? And there's nothing wrong with asking that. There's nothing wrong with wanting things. That's, and I think that's another problem that we have in our society is we've been taught not to want things. Well, why not? There's lots of things out there. There's lots of careers that you can have. There's a lot of different things that you can do. Wanting is a good thing. Well,
and it's never too late.
No, it's never too late.
There are people, what you're finding, and this happened, 4 years ago, this is the period of time that we were starting to get into COVID. Mm-hmm. And you had a lot of people who during that COVID phase, when everything was shut down, they reevaluated their lives.
Yeah.
And they decided, I don't want to do this. I want to do something else.
Yeah.
And that's the direction that they started to go in. And some of them were, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old and deciding, I want to do something different. I'm going to do something different. And that's okay. It's never too late to evaluate what it is that you really want.
Nope. As long as you're breathing and you can move, you can make a change.
Yes, you can.
And you can decide to do something completely different. I did.
Yep.
I did.
Yeah.
I left something that was nice and stable, and I could have stayed there for the rest of my career and done exactly what I was doing. Stay there the rest
of your life.
Well, that's true. I could have stayed there for the rest of my life, most likely. And done exactly what I was doing, but I would have gotten the same exact results that I was getting, and I would have been in the same exact spot. Yeah. And it was time for a change. I needed to make a change. I needed to try something different, and that's because what I want has changed. And that's the other thing. What you want can change over time.
Yes.
A lot of things that you may have wanted when you were younger, you may not necessarily want them anymore.
And it's interesting because when we talk about people's values, because we have an exercise that we do with people where it helps you determine what your values are, because the reality is everything's anchored in your values.
It is.
Okay. Your values can change. And I'm not talking like drastic changes, but usually there's shifts into what's more important to you than were at other times. And normally it comes after some type of life-altering event. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be like a negative life-altering event. It can be something very positive, such as getting married or having children. And all of a sudden your values shift.
Yeah.
And when your values shift, that's when you have to go back and you have to say, is what I wanted before what I still want now? And it could be very different for you.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that we walk people through is helping you figure out, what are your values? What's the purpose that you have? When it comes to your company, what's the mission of your company? Because companies and organizations, they've got values too, just like people do.
And they shift over time.
And the other thing is what's the vision that you have, either for you personally or for your business or for your team. And then setting the goals that would be appropriate to get you from where you are right now. This is your starting point to that vision of where you want to be, and setting a combination of short-term and long-term goals so that you can get to that vision, hopefully sooner rather than later. Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
So if they wanted help with that, because maybe right now they're sitting there and saying,
I really don't know what path. I don't know what I want. I don't know where I want to go.
Maybe they've been aiming at nothing, and that's what they keep getting, and they want to get something. What could they do?
Maybe contact us.
Maybe contact us. And how could they contact us?
Oh man, there's a multitude of ways they can contact us. They can give us a phone call, and we'll actually talk to you.
Yes.
I know. How weird.
Right there.
Yeah, 412-420-7975. If you don't like talking on the phone,
you can text.
You can text.
You can leave a message.
You leave a message. Yep, we'll get back to you.
Yeah, if you called right now, we would not, right this very second,
right,
we would not answer the phone. Because we're
here doing this.
Yes.
And so the phone's in another room.
Yes.
And let's see. They could also go to our social media.
Yes.
So we're on Facebook.
Yep.
We are on LinkedIn.
Yep.
And we are on Instagram. Yep. They can also go to our website.
Yes. And
the website is atigueofyourown.com. And you could also send us an email, info@atigueofyourown.com. Yep. Did I get them all?
I think you got it.
Okay.
Let us know what you're interested in. What can we do to assist you? What is it that sparked your interest to reach out to us? And we're more than happy to assist you in that particular area. If you've already got your vision and you just need to make sure the goals that you're setting are appropriate for it, we can do that.
Yep.
If you need somebody to hold you accountable, we can do that. If you need to figure out the entire thing, we can do that. So let us know what best way we can serve you, because that's why we're here. All right. Also, let us know if you like this idea that he came up with about taking different quotes and talking about them. Or better yet, what quote would you like us to talk about?
Yeah.
So feel free to type in quotes. Rick Hayes does that. Rick Hayes loves to give me quotes every single day. He will give me a new quote. So we may end up using some of those. But it's going to be a great week.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fabulous week. So we hope you enjoy it. We hope that you make progress, that you're aiming at something and you're making progress towards it, because it's the end of February.
Yeah.
Already
almost 2 months down.
2 months down. If you made, and you should have set some goals for yourself at the beginning of the year, where are you? That's what you need to ask yourself, is where am I right now? Am I making progress towards them? If you aren't,
time to get busy.
No better time than the present.
Take action.
Yep. So start making your move and reaching those goals. And if you need some help, reach out to us. All right. We will see you next week, everyone.
Bye.